Bum 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 ba ba bum bum ba bum 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 ba ba bum bum ba bum ba 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 bum ba ba bum ba 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 bum. Yeah, all right, guys. There we go. There is the start of the show. Now, I know there are some people who are my moderators, who are moderators at my channel, and I will at first say immediately nobody is banning anybody. I can, but nobody else can. Nope, none of the moderators are allowed to ban anybody unless they're directly threatening Noel or Matt. Okay, I will exercise free speech to as large degree as possible in this chat. Okay, I have received previously uh, threats from some people. I have received some comments, some claims, some other chats where people say that I should be banning more and stuff like that. And just so that I have it said, now that I see that the moderators are arriving in the chat, moderators, no banning unless the person is threatening Nate Dogg or the person is threatening Noel, okay? Because if they're saying something about me, let me deal with it, okay? All right. As simple as that. Now, I see what's going on. A lot of you are saying that I should ban this person or I should ban that person or that I have already banned that person. I have explained to you my views very clearly on this one. Number one, there is such a thing as YouTube and it bans whoever it finds necessary. Number two, there have been some accusations flying between different YouTube users, and that has nothing to do with me. I'm not a part of it in any way, and I don't care about it, okay? So, now let's go back to our general subject. Let's go back to the fact whether there should be censorship or not. My personal experience is that, sorry, but in America, you're going absolutely nuts with that thing. I don't know. I really don't know how you can call yourself country of free anymore, because there are people who get thrown out and teared apart for no reason, just for speaking out, okay? Because, 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 look, I was twittering. I was using Twitter. I went to a Democratic Party Congress Twitter, okay, to their Twitter of Democratic Party. And I said to them, the way they were treating one of the candidates was horrible. There was Miss Clinton, and in my opinion, she was very heavily favored by the Democrats. And I said to them, the way you are treating other candidates is unfair. And I was banned myself from Twitter for a while for speaking out about Clinton, because Sanders, in my point of view, was treated completely unfairly. And the way I was saying it, as you can see, I always speak very clean. There is no swear words, none of that stuff. And the same way, even more on point, I pointed out to Democratic Party on their Twitter in public that the way they're treating Sanders is going to pay off to them horribly when the Florida elections will be, when there will be general elections, but when we're talking about the state of Florida. That's what I wrote to them. That's what I wrote to them on Twitter. After that, I was banned. I was banned only for that from Democratic Party Twitter, because I thought that they were treating Sanders unfairly. I think so right now they're treating Sanders unfairly too. I think, of course, some of his opinion about Sweden is rosy. dreamlike. They have a little. He's a little bit far from reality, but I like his idealism. I think he's a good guy, and I think it's good that when people who are working class, when they get some support from people who are in power. And I was banned. So knowing this, that I was banned by your organization, by your American Twitter, just for speaking out for Sanders, how do you think I feel about that issue? How do you think I feel about banning people? I hate it. I hate banning people. And unless there is a very serious reason for that, that is like my option of last resort. Okay? That's what I'm telling you. That's what I try to practice. But also, of course, it still remains my channel, and it is my prerogative, which I want to emphasize from now on, that it's only me who will be banning. Now, also, I have been receiving a lot of your speeches that you are like somewhere. Some people are speaking somewhere, and everything like that. And uh, I don't know. If you want to present some sort of facts, you can do it down there. There is somebody who says Bud's backyard was banned by discuss. I don't even know what that means. A lot of that stuff means nothing to me. Like, I mean, I don't know that platform. Anyway, Savage Batman is saying, "Hey, Jamie," and hello right back at there. Then there's this ban Bud's backyard. He's whack. Okay. Um, well, I don't know. You're just saying that, so I don't know. Hello again, Jamie. Yes, Nate Dog. Very nice to see you. Now, another speaker. Hello again, Savage Batman and Backyard. Hi there. Hi, guys. Hey, Nate Dog. And then there's trolls from Madman from different channels as well as spammers. Well, okay. Let's stay cool. Just no banning. If there is some banning needed, I'll do it. Bud's backyard was banned by Discuss. I presume that Discuss is some sort of thing which is similar to what? To Twitter? I'm just presuming. I don't know what it is. But okay. So what is the difference between this Discuss or Discuss and Twitter? Can you write down there in chat and tell me what is good about that platform? Anyway, what I was trying to say that like in the name of the free speech, the founding fathers of your nations, I would I would see, like, if you have all these arguments, I don't know, maybe I'll put you even head to head. Find a good speaker for your side, you trolls. There is a girl who speaks sometimes on this issue, and there is some curly guy, I don't remember his name, and there is one girl who's someone in computer gaming, and she speaks sometimes on this type of issues. Maybe they will do it. Maybe there will be somebody else. Sure, let's put them head to head. This is the way I would do it. I would put them head to head, and I would put them on my channel, and I would moderate them. I would want to have an honest debate. This is what I think sucks. Pardon my French, but I think that sucks. Because there are a lot of people who are talking behind each other's backs about this, about that, about this, about that. I want to know what's going on, but not from some sort of, rumors spread here, spread there, everywhere. Okay, if you want to talk opinions or whatever it is, then I'll put you head to head and I'll let you present facts, okay? Like you will present your opinions to each other, and stay as close as possible to facts, and I'll moderate you. If there is such a thing. If there is no such a thing, if people don't want to do that, if neither side wants that, I don't want to take sides in this story. I don't want to be part of it, okay? But if, for example, we can begin with that side of you who are like trolling me and trying to do everything to get onto my channel, write it down, present it in the chat in a proper way. I will put, if your opinions are somewhat resemblant to facts, that they seem to have some sort of corn of truth in them, I will put your opinions up here on the chat so that everybody can read them. I have no problem with that. Or if Matt, for example, wants to have his sort of side of the story heard, I have no problem with that too. Just let's put them side by side and give them, I don't know, 30 seconds each and have a civilized debate like a normal people do. Or otherwise, don't mix me into that story, okay? I'm just a YouTuber and I have a normal right to do that. Now, one more question. As I've told you, I have been banned from Twitter for speaking out on Democratic Party. Now, I hear that you have in America some people who have been booked by the police. I think there was a guy, like, was it New Jersey? I think there was a guy in New Jersey who was booked by police for having his gym open. Now, you people tell me, how are you a land of the free after that? Again, I'm not saying whether it is wrong or right from the medical point of view. I'm not a doctor. I don't know about that. I'm just saying that we in Sweden, we don't have that, And you have that stuff. In Sweden, you can travel on a train, you can travel on a subway, you can travel any way you like, and there is nobody enforcing any kind of mask on you. And in your country, which you call the land of the free, they're closing down somebody's gym. They're closing down somebody's gym. And why? Why? Because he was doing what he's supposed to do. He's a gym owner, okay? So, anyway, maybe some people say, yeah, that is like medically necessary and the state should do that and the state should do this and that kind of stuff. Fine, sure. But how on earth can you call yourself that you're the land of the free if there are so many more other nations which are treating their people way more freely than you do in America? Just tell me about that, huh? I don't know. What's going on over there? What's going on in your country? Tell me, talk to me, explain this to me. Because there are so many people who are talking about Sweden is this, Sweden is that, and there are so many laws and things like that. Yeah, and it's pretty simple. Most of the laws are centered around like two things. Most of the laws in one of the or the other way are centered on uh, welfare of children, their welfare, and sex. Like most of that. Like, so basically, like, there is a huge part of the law which is centered around women's rights, and for example around family and stuff like that. And the number one, the center of the whole issue is always a child. And the other part of the law is also very like large part of the law is centered about like non-violence, not using violence, that violence is not allowed. And of course it's in very large part centered towards providing safety for women. So children and women, or like family, and also providing safety. Those are quite central in our view of the things. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you have some other type of thing. Okay, we're getting some comments here. There is Bud's Backyard, who said previously that he was banned by Discuss. And then he said, but he's back now on YouTube. Somebody's back on YouTube. Okay. Comment platform. Yes. So this Discuss is a comment platform. I wasted my time there. Okay. Sorry to hear that. And they're closing bars and other small businesses. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So how are you free, guys? In what way are you land of the free? And then almost everything is closing down in California. And then they're building a wall as I type right now. Well, you know, I am puzzled by this a little bit. I mean, I'm no doctor, like I said, okay? But there is this point. Look, if you have all of those insane, sorry, not insane, but very far going, if you have this very, very, very far going restrictions in America, and your result is more or less the same as in Sweden, then I have to ask you, what is your point with those restrictions? You know, like if you are forbidden to do this, if you're forbidden to do that, and if you can't have a parties over a certain amount of people in many states, and if in many states like gyms or hair salons or whatever they're called in your country are shut down, so what is the point of all that if your rate of people dying is roughly the same, and you have way, way, way more people who have had this sickness than we do. So what is the point of all that? I just don't know. You will have to explain it to me because I'm not getting it. So if there is so much trouble which government puts people through, then it should be paying off in terms of people's health, right? But that is not happening. For example, I'll give you another example. There's a country called New Zealand, and for quite a while they had a little bit of it, and then they had none, zero. A lot of scientists were telling us, oh no, it's impossible not to have this corona, it will get inside anyway. So first they had it on a little scale, then they didn't have it for a while, and then they had a small outbreak again, and they're on top of it also now. So if it is like in New Zealand that they don't have it for quite large amounts of time, and then once they get it, they weed it out very fast. Okay, fine, fine. Then I get it. Then I understand. Then I find that the thing that you have to put in, then all the restrictions are paying off, okay? But if you have all of those severe restrictions, and the results are completely the same as Sweden, then I have to ask you, why? Why? Explain to me, people, why do Americans have to sit inside their houses? Why they're not allowed to go to bars? Why they're not allowed to go to hair salons and do lots and lots of other stuff? And especially if it's police involved, you gonna involve the law enforcement to have the people to shut down their own business, which they own. The government is not paying for them. It was their own business. They didn't receive any kind of dollars from the government for that, did they? You know? And then government comes and shuts it down. I don't know. I want to know. I want to know your opinion. Okay, now there is, I don't know if we have had it, this they're building a wall as I type. Is that a wall to Mexico? Is that it? Then we have another opinion. Hi, Jamie. Maybe not now, but perhaps you could explain the huge democratic differences between electoral systems in the US and Scandinavia. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. It amazes me too. And people think America is great. Ha ha. I have never stopped working. Well, what can I say? Good for you. Good for you, Butts Backyard. Or maybe, but I mean, it's your it's your decision, and I'm glad that you are able to do what you have to do. So that's good. Because let's remember that those people who are having like their gyms or their hair salons or their bars open, they're not doing it for fun, because they got family to feed. And this thing has to balance out. I was, speaking quite recently, or actually listening mostly, to one guy who was from Atlanta, and they have quite a lot of stuff over there shut down, so the government comes and they just shut it down, and they're practically not paying any hazard pay. Like, there is a personnel, there was a talk that they would receive a hazard pay, but none of that has materialized. It's just blah blah blah. And now there is this summer recess, or what do you call it? That basically the Senate and all of those, they're going away for summer holiday or whatever you want to call it. And As far as I understand, they've been talking since February that the people who are essential personnel, that they should receive extra funding for hazard pay. Uh-uh. That is not gonna happen. We clearly see that that was a load of BS. I'm sorry, but there is no better word for it, you know? And then so many people, thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of people everywhere in America have been going to those jobs, counting that since there were two sides and both Democrats and Republicans were saying we're going to pay out hazard pay, and they didn't. So basically, you know, they just, they screwed you, you know? And what now? Nobody's practically talking about it. So many people who have got into a very jammed situation because they were counting on this money. And now what? Many people cannot go back to their job. Why? Because there is a first, like if you're suspected to be sick, they send you, and then you get tested, and the company can send you away. You get tested, then you come back, and if you're like positive, if you have this sickness, this COVID, then you have to wait, and then take a second test in some, like, first test in a month that you're over it or you have antibodies, and then some more tests. So basically you have to stay away for like a long time. And since it is decision which is not yours, since it's not voluntary, since it's decided by like some state or government or whatever, in all honesty, I think people should get reimbursed for that. That is the only way to go around it. Because if you are enforcing something, if you are exercising power to squeeze the freedom of people, then you have to give them something back. And what's that something? That should be money, simply money. That's what I think. What else? Then there is this. Let's see. It amazes me too. People think that America is great. Haha. And then I never stopped working. And then, yes, thank you. And then there was, okay, Jamie, I don't qualify for anything from the government. Now, coming back to one point which was raised here, about the election system. And I think it's tricky. Honestly, all of this, all of this system where you have like 3 million, I think 3 million more people voted for Clinton than for the other guy, than for Trump. And I, like I said before, I definitely don't support Clinton. I think, no. But she had 3 more million people who thought that she was great. But then because of your system, because of your electoral college, and then I think, like, what is that? Like, how do you compare that one American and the other American, that the two of Americans, each of Americans, they have a different right? I think that's a very interesting issue, don't you think? Like that one American and the other American, they each have a vote, but one is way more important than the other. I find it truly fascinating. And all of this system with electoral college, are you kidding me? So, the fact is that Americans are not allowed to choose their own government, their own president. They got to have an electoral college. Like, what? What is this stuff? Why is the power treating people like monkeys? Why is power treating people like some sort of, not humane? How is that okay? How is that a democracy that instead of voting for a guy, you have some sort of supreme people, supreme in quote marks, but like some people who are like a middleman, And, for all you know, they can go their own way. There are quite a few states where those electoral college people, they can go their own way, and bye-bye goes your democracy. That is the truth. I'm telling you as it is. And I wonder how is it possible that there's even this system in the first place? Come on, people, don't you think it's crazy? Well, all right, enough about that. Now we have mentioned that sort of thing. And we have Lucky Chucky with us. Thank you, Lucky Chucky, for coming in. Hello there, Lucky Chucky. He says, "What's up?" And "What's up?" back to you. And then he says, "Biden is too old to remember." Yeah. That is true. That is Biden is too old to remember. Yeah. Okay. Did you guys see that one where he mixed up his own sister and his wife? Woo! I wonder, is there some other situations when he's doing that type of a mistake? I'm not saying it. I'm just asking. Like, seriously, and that guy might become your president. The guy who can't remember the difference between his own sister and his own wife? Seriously, that guy could become your president? That's hilarious. That's best of all. There are those, like, if you go to DMV and all those places, to get a driver's license or whatever it is, they will test the heck out of you. They'll do like you have to pass theory test, you have to pass a driving test. I think, isn't that so that you also have to test some things, how you see with or without your glasses and blah blah blah? Is that so? So I wonder, how is it possible that you don't test your presidents if they're senile? Because I don't know, how much more obvious can it get if a guy can't remember who is his sister and who is his wife? That's pretty tricky. And it was done in such an obvious way that it was hilarious. Okay, now there is Lucky Chucky writing more. Jimmy, it's due to the state's popularity. Otherwise, the big state will take vote away. He actually said, "My name is Joe Biden, and I'm running for president." Yeah, my name is Slim Shady. Remember that one? Maybe do, maybe don't. Anyway, yeah, he said that, a mixed up. Yeah, but it was a hilarious one. There is a mix up and then there is a mix up. That's a whole different level of mix ups. I mean, there was some guy, African American guy, who call it like some Uzbekistan, and one of those countries in the far stand. He couldn't remember if it was Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan or something like that. And I can understand that. I am from the continent of Eurasia, but I can still understand that some guy might not know difference between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. But when you can't mixed up your when you get mixed up between your wife and a sister, that's when you know that it's bad. Okay, then there's this one. Mr. Biden, it's a pudding. Time at retirement. Yeah, time to go home. Yes, and then we have more. There is hello to Lucky Check It. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was my peace of mind for today. I've had almost all the things that I wanted to say, because there's one segment which I'm about to postpone. I thought it might go on today, but no. There are actually two subjects which I think might deserve your attention, and that is, number one, the general in Europe. We could look what is the age of consent in Europe. Where is it 16? Where it's 15? And then I was reading some information about Germany, and it was saying 14. That I find really far out there. I really don't know. because like now I'll try to share a screen with you and just to show you as quickly as possible this information, because if you share screen, yes, share screen, and then share screen. I hope this is working. Yeah, and now let's do uh, age of consent in Europe. Europe. Yes. 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 Age of consent in Europe. Wikipedia. Blah blah blah. Yeah. There is your map, and as you can see, it says 14. 14. Okay. It says 14 in Germany. Germany. I don't know if you can see, but I'll present to you Germany so you can see it clear. There it is. There it is. There's your Germany. And then Austria and Italy and Portugal and Hungary and Serbia, Bosnia, Montenegro, Albania, Macedonia, and Bulgaria and Estonia. So those countries think that the right number of teen is 14. So according to Wikipedia, the age is 14, and it's not even written as a text. It is provided as a whole map. And I don't know. And then there is 17 for Ireland, 17 for Cyprus, and 18 for Turkey. So honestly, I really don't know. Like, if that is something that you want to know, if you would be interested in those facts about age of consent in other countries of Europe, that is one subject. And the other subject, which I also find quite interesting, it is that regardless of what we think of that, there is this thing that, people can be, gay or bisexual or whatever it is. So, for example, a legitimate question is, for example, if it is a girl and a girl, is there a different age? Like, for example, what is the age of consent for like a lesbian sex, for example, or other types of like, not sort of your usual heterosexual sex? Maybe we can check that out. I think that is quite a legitimate question, and it's a question of education, question of law, and who knows? Maybe before, before you go to Europe, maybe you got to know this, because of course, when I was traveling to Europe, to different like countries in Europe, um, I can tell you it was never a problem in my mind. Like I've mentioned in one of my previous shows that once upon a time I was sort of living in the same house or staying in the same house as some people from the Tony Blair campaign. And I think, I don't remember if I was 16 or 17, but yeah, it's not even important. But anyway, that whole house was like, the whole house was like moving, and there were people from all over the world, and they were having lots and lots of fun, people, I'll tell you. And we're talking about people from all over the world. There were people who were like yeah, from like China, from like America, Canada, like of course Great Britain, Europe, France, Russia, whatever, Sweden, and it was magical. It was like Nate Dogg usually says, good times, good times. Those were really the days. And also, when at the times when I used to go to university, it was quite amazing too, because it was simply awesome. Because that's the thing, most of people in Scandinavia think that you know love and sex, that is something good, and I wish all of that to all of you, as long as it's legal and consensual. Okay, I think I've run out of questions to answer to today, and now there are two propositions for show next day. That could be number one. We could check out the countries in Europe, the age of consent with that, and number two, we could look up uh, what it is for, like, for example, girl on girl situation, how legal is that, and from what age, and if there is any difference or something like this. Okay, all right, guys. It was really nice to hear from you all, and I'm sorry that I can't be on with you for a little longer. I remember that you got very, very upset, and there was a lot of times down last time when I was on only for 20 minutes, but I was very tired. You have to remember that right now it's almost 12 o'clock where I am. It's almost 12 o'clock at night. It's almost midnight. Anyway, this time around, I give you 35 minutes. So, oh, okay. There is a guy saying, "Did you see my joke?" Biden is probably at home talking to himself in a mirror. I'm smart enough. I'm good enough. And I'm smart enough. I'm good and dog on it. I'm good and dog on it. I don't know what that means. People like me. So once again from the top, 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4, 4. What? I don't know what that means. I don't understand the language. Dog on it. I don't know what that means. I'm having a little bit of trouble understanding that English. Anyway, yes. Hi, Nate Dog. Yes, Matt will go there. I don't know. And did you see my joke? Yes, I did see your joke, and I even read it out. Anyway, people, so now we're almost upwards 40 minutes. So don't forget, subscribe, and push the like button. And all of the people who dislike, sure, go ahead with your dislikes. Sure, no problem with that. I see that for the past couple of or 3 of days when I was talking about this subject, the ratings have been going really sky high, and yeah, that's quite. Yeah, for me, of course, sky high. So yeah, maybe I'll be back on this subject again. So put your likes, put your dislikes, subscribe, and write your comment to this channel. Okay, have a wonderful love and love life. Thank you. Bye.